Hello again. I've spoken on this channel before about the fact that the agreement with Rwanda will almost certainly not result in any asylum seekers from Britain being flown to Africa. But what I have not looked at here is the actual consequence for this country of the agreement, which will be tens of thousands of African refugees flown to this country at the taxpayers' expense and allowed to settle here permanently. What? You're surprised? In short, the agreement makes it certain that immigration to this country will be rising. This is not speculation or scaremongering on my part, but is actually contained within the memorandum of understanding which was signed by the British Home Secretary last week. In the description to this video, I give a link to this document on the government's own website. Before we look at it a little more closely, let's remember what we understood from the government and the newspapers and the television news. This was that there was to be a tough new approach which would entail hoofing illegal immigrants out of the country and sending them off to Africa. Liberal newspapers were horrified, and even the Archbishop of Canterbury denounced the plans. It was in fact all nonsense. Let us look at what was actually agreed. First, there is the infamous agreement that Rwanda will take asylum seekers from Britain. This is unlikely ever to happen. We cannot even deport Jamaicans who have committed murder in this country. Flying out stateless people will be impossible. The human rights lawyers will have a field day and tie up the whole process for years. So does that mean it will just be a waste of time and nothing will change? Why no. Something will certainly change, only not in the way that most people expect. Click on the link I give and scroll down to paragraph 16. It reads as follows. The participants will make arrangements for the United Kingdom to resettle a portion of Rwanda's most vulnerable refugees in the United Kingdom, recognising both participants' commitments towards providing better international protection for refugees. Whoops, did anybody miss that at first? The participants are, of course, Britain and Rwanda. So when we read that the participants will make arrangements for the United Kingdom to resettle a portion of Rwanda's most vulnerable refugees in the United Kingdom, that simply means that Britain has signed a deal to import a load of refugees from Rwanda. At any rate, we are agreeing to take a portion of them. What sort of portion? 1%? 50%? 90%? Well, of course, that's not specified. Still, paragraph 23 says this arrangement will last for 5 years, so there's plenty of time to hammer out the details. Who are these refugees and how many of them are there? I give a link also to a document from the United Nations, which tells us that in October 2021 there were no fewer than 126,180 refugees in Rwanda, the majority of them from the Congo and some from Burundi. These are not sophisticated city dwellers, but peasants from impoverished areas of Central Africa. What is meant in the agreement when it specifies the most vulnerable refugees? That's simple. A lot of these people have children with disabilities or learning difficulties. Some of the adults are mentally ill, others are amputees. The Rwandans are going to go through them, choosing the ones they least wish to have responsibility for, and then Britain will fly them here so that they can live in this country. I would be surprised if the numbers do not run to tens of thousands, and I suspect that the majority of these people who will place an enormous burden on our hospitals and schools will be ending up here. This, then, is the main point of the treaty, one which the newspapers and television have not thought it necessary to report. A few moments' thought will tell us exactly what is going to happen. Every single asylum seeker that we try to send to Rwanda will be a struggle through the courts with human rights lawyers on legal aid making all manner of difficulties and appeals. If we managed to send a dozen a year to Africa, I'd be surprised. What about at the Rwandan end, though? Are they going to have human rights lawyers working overtime to stop planes taking off full of disabled or mentally ill people from the Congo heading this way? I don't think so. Let's face it, those people will be only too happy to come to the country anyway. In this way, an agreement to fill up our hospitals and schools with difficult cases from the Congo, or the most vulnerable refugees, as the treaty puts it, has been portrayed as Britain getting tough on immigration.